So notice what's here right now. And as we begin every practice, we do that. We notice what's here. And as we're doing this practice live, yesterday was Giving Tuesday, and I saw so many different wonderful projects that need help on Facebook and social media, people bringing forward what they're doing to help, which is really encouraging to see. I've been in my life many times in a position where I really needed help, especially when I was a single mother. And I'm also now in a position where I can help. So that really feels, I'm deeply grateful for that too, for the help I've received and the help I've given. And I also work with a group of people that give housing support to people who are homeless or at risk for homelessness. And one of the things that we talk about is the impact of being able to look someone in the eye and not having housing for them, not being able to help with their situation, but just to look them in the eye and let them see that another human being cares about them. And that is something we can all do and that we all really appreciate, is when someone looks us in the eye and sees us as a human being, and we can connect in that way of not feeling judged or shamed or like an outsider. So, with everything that's here, whatever you're bringing, whatever your responses are to these words, let's take a few deep breaths. The first step is always awareness. How do I feel right now? When we hear words like grief and loss, gratitude, isolation, loneliness, fear, we have a lot of responses to those, of course, we do. So notice how all of that is in your body right now. And it's not something that you were predicting I would talk about. So we all have these things that roll in that we're not expecting. Notice your body. In particular, when we're speaking about grief or looking into grief, it's often centered in our heart area, the heart center, our chest. It's emotional. What's happening in your heart right now? And notice your physical body, your area around your heart. There's the rib cage, the muscles in the chest and the back that physically protect our heart. And often energetically, they do too. We often have a bracing or tightness across our back, behind the shoulder blades, which is behind the heart center. We have a heaviness maybe in our chest, sometimes a pressure. We feel emotion, which can rise up through our heart, up to our throat, into our eyes. It's tears. And of course, we have thoughts, memories, associations. So notice what you're experiencing. And as much as we can be present with ourselves, even when it's difficult. And especially when it's difficult, it's so important to be present. And bring your attention to your whole body again. Notice what's tight in your body and see if you could bring some ease. Maybe move your shoulders around a bit or your head. If you're clenching your teeth, move your lower jaw around a bit or put some space in there. And let your body soften. By softening our body, partly what we're doing is we're surrendering to the feelings, the experience that we're having. We're letting it be here. And this could take so many forms. Sometimes I feel heartbroken, or there's a painful energy in my heart center. And we all know that feeling of heartbreak or deep sadness. And we care. We care about other people. We care about ourselves. And without any pressure to be perfect and to be perfectly here. We just relax into the experience as much as we can. Notice your breath. Take some deeper breaths if that feels okay. One thing we notice with emotion and feelings is that it changes. When we feel stuck with emotion, it's often because we're not fully there with it. And then when we have moments where we can just really stay present, let ourselves feel what's here, it becomes kind of interesting. Sensations change, they move. What started off really tight might shift a bit. We might burst into tears, and then it settles. Stay really present with your body and breath as things move in and out as they move through. And what really gets in the way is resistance and thinking. It's so natural to feel like it shouldn't be this way, whether it's ourself or someone else. We can feel such resistance to why is it like this? It shouldn't be this way. So notice if there's anything like that. I suspect there is to some level in all of us. It does feel like it's not fair. So keep breathing. You can take some deeper breaths if that feels okay. Sometimes that really helps. If you have some intensity in your thoughts, you could do some tapping. Just bring your attention to the tapping on your forehead, the sound of it, the sensation of it. You could put your hand or both hands on your heart, feel the warmth of that support. The tapping and the hands on our body is really to keep us in this moment. Right now, feeling what I feel. I'm here, I'm present with myself. I'm breathing. I'm welcoming to the extent that we can. And for a few minutes, let yourself be really aware of the circumstances, of the memories or the thoughts. It might be a memory of a person. It might be images of feeling isolated during this holiday season. Let's stay with whatever's here as much as you can, just to see what is it that's here, what comes up, what does it feel like? And always coming back to the body and the breath. We can notice if there are shifts out of feeling and into thinking or trying to problem solve. And if that's happening, that's natural. Just bring yourself back. Body, relax your shoulders, forehead and eyes, your mouth and jaw, your belly. Notice the changing experience. We feel grief and sadness when there's loss. Feel empathy, compassion, connection. And sometimes we go into a freeze emotionally where we kind of block it out a bit, numb it out, or we might go into a fight response or flight. And those are all really natural. So if anything like that's happening, be kind. And if it feels right, just come back. Come back into your heart center, into the experience that you're having right now. And sometimes this loss is a loss of what we felt should be or could be. Our world so abruptly changed with the global pandemic of COVID-19. And some people have had financial losses. Many people have had personal losses of people that they love, either having COVID and dying from COVID and not being able to see them often. Our whole system has been disrupted. Other people have had different kinds of losses. It's complicated, complicated grief. And we stay present as much as we can. Notice your body. What are the responses in your body to this? What are your feelings? We stay responsive to the changing experience. And grief can include so many other emotions. Certainly sadness, anger, disconnection sometimes. So just for the next couple of minutes, stay really present with your body and breath before we finish the practice. And notice what's here. Notice what's been moving through. Notice your breath. And notice if you can bring this sense of connectedness, first with our own experience, and then bringing others into our heart as well. Holding ourselves and others close. And you might be holding your own hands, feeling the warmth and support. Your hands on your heart. And scan your body again. See if there's anything that you could soften, move a little bit. And you might want to sit really quietly for a while. You might want to kind of shake things off, change your state by shaking. All of those are fine. Just follow your inclination. And coming back to the body and the breath, we notice what's here.